about that, guys. I got a meeting that I do before this meeting to keep going over, but this was the last week for it, so I'm finished with it now. So that's good.
Good evening, Mr. Dunbar.
How are you?
Good.
Good evening. This is Jezreen.
Jasmine, what's up?
I am back.
You are back.
Oh, it's been rough.
Yeah. I understand. I'm glad to hear your voice. Yeah, I apologize for that, guys. So next week, I'll be able to start right on time because this week's meeting was my last meeting that I have at 7:00, and that meeting it goes over a couple of minutes, and I host the meeting so I can't get off of it until they close it out because if I shut it down, then everybody it'll shut down on everybody. So
I thought I was at the wrong site.
you was at the wrong side anyway. Huh?
Well, Robert, it's like this. You're well worth the wait.
I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. And I know you mean that from the heart because you on so much different stuff that I do. And I really appreciate that. Oh, you know what? Let me throw something in the chat too, guys, while you guys are here. Because tomorrow we start our 10 tips, our 10 tips from the 4 coaches tomorrow night. We're gonna be doing that for 5 weeks. It's a free event that we're doing with we're gonna be doing 10-minute tips, but it's 4 coaches giving 10-minute tips. So it's basically 40 minutes. And it's from 8:30 to 9:15. And it's gonna be on every Wednesday for the next 5 Wednesdays. I will throw the link here in the chat. Some of you are already registered for it, so the ones that's registered for it already, you know, obviously you don't have to register again. But
Mr. Dunbar, this isn't the class, is it?
huh?
This isn't the class, is it? I thought that didn't start till May.
No, it doesn't start to May. So what we're calling this is the pregame.
Oh, gotcha.
We call it when I say pregame, it's because like what we're gonna be doing for that 4-day summit is gonna be hands-on. It's gonna be all hands-on and tutorials, and so that when people come out of there, they actually know, they've actually not know, but they actually have done the things at least once. They've done each thing at least once, so they'll know how to do it again. Does that make sense? So the tips that we're gonna be giving we're gonna be really setting people up to already be kind of one step ahead. That's why we call it the pregame weekly. But the pregame weekly, that's free. Like, if people can get on those for free. Of course, obviously they can't take the class for free. That's in May. But the 5 40-minute trainings that we're doing up until that we start that, those are gonna be free. We're not charging people for those because they're just, 40-minute. They're really 40 minutes. We're gonna be doing for 45 minutes, but it's gonna be 4 coaches doing 10 minutes apiece. Harold, Ariel, Sharon, and myself. But yeah, it will be things that if you're taking the class in May, if you do these 5 weeks ahead of time, you will do better in that class because of the information that you heard for the 5 weeks before. That's why we call it pregame.
And that starts tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow night at 8:30 Eastern time. And that link I just put in there, that's the registration link. And if you click it, it will allow you to register for all 5 at once, so you don't have to register every week. You just register for all 5 and be done with it.
I missed that a little, Mr. Dunbar. Can you repeat it? I'm sorry, I had to step aside for a minute.
Repeat what?
What you said about the link or for tomorrow night.
Really? No, what I was saying, the Vanessa really wasn't that. But I was with the answer to what this is 4 coaches doing 10-minute tips. And we're doing it every Wednesday for the next 5 Wednesdays.
Oh.
So yeah, so we're gonna be giving 10-minute tips on different things. Like I'm gonna be talking about automation tips. Tomorrow particularly, I'm gonna be doing automation tips on Google. Sharon Larry is going to be doing automation tips in general. Ariel is going to be doing 10-minute tips on Instagram.
Mhm.
And then Harold Branch is going to be doing 10-minute tips on mindset. That's tomorrow's. The week after that is going to be something different. But everybody's going to talk for 10 minutes, and then it's going to end up being about 40 minutes long.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you click that link and register for it, it's no cost to that, to attend that. So just so you guys know. All right, so
Thank
let's
you.
talk. Yeah, oh, absolutely. So let's talk a little bit more about marketing your lead magnets and where you're marketing them at, stuff like that. So last week we talked about, I called this week part 2, simply because there's more to it. So are any of you guys doing like vendor events or anything like that, where you guys are going to places where they have a booth, a table, anything like that, where your people are coming by to, I don't know, look at your stuff or whatever? Anybody doing that? Put a one in the chat. I was gonna say raise your hand, but our camera's not on. Just put a one in the chat. Well, nobody else doing any vendor events, nothing like that. Okay. Are you guys doing any, not necessarily podcasts, but people are asking you to maybe speak on something. So say for instance, you're in maybe the chamber, or you could be a part of some women's group that meets, some kind of networking group where they have you speak. Is anybody in anything like that? Put a 2 in the chat if you're in any kind of organizations that may say, hey, next week we want you to talk about blah, 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 whatever it is you do, right? Your business, or, I'm assuming your business is a business networking group.
You do, I'm doing like tomorrow I have a women's group. It's a networking event. And you know how you have the main room with everybody, and then you go into your breakout rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have like, I think 2 to 3 minutes to give your spiel, and then everybody's putting their contact information in the chat. That's the next thing I'm doing.
Okay, and we'll talk about how you can benefit on that too. No, absolutely. So Wilma, you responded 1 and 2, which means you're doing both. So the other, I think, was it 8 people here. You guys aren't doing anything. So how are you guys thinking y'all gonna get business? Y'all not doing nothing. What y'all doing?
Well, I'm in the chamber, Mr. Dunbar, but what we do is like meet every 2 weeks, and we just share our business, what we do, and network with each other via Zoom.
So like that group that you're talking about, you guys they don't have no 15-minute spotlight speakers where once a week or once a month or however often they do it, they allow a particular person in that group to give.
Yes, they do. Because last week we had this lady from Lincoln who was telling us about the app and how to set it up and how we can market on that site. So we did. She was like there for half an hour or so. Yeah. Okay.
Boom.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a scenario, and I'm gonna tell you how to use those things, but I want to make sure y'all understand the scenarios first.
Mhm.
So what you just talked about there, Flora, that's one of those situations. So like I used to be in BNI.
Mhm.
As a part of BNI, y'all rotate.
Yeah.
You rotate. Like everybody gets a chance to or I could be in a group and they would do sponsors. So there was a big real estate company in St. Augustine, Florida, which is, at the time I was living in St. Augustine, and they would have a networking meeting every 3rd Wednesday of the month at 7:00 in the morning, from 7 to 8:30. And I would go, and there would be about 60 people in the room, and you could sponsor the meeting that day, and they would give you 20 minutes to do a presentation. And sponsoring the meeting might be like $250,
Mhm.
right? So you would pay, and they didn't make you do it. They didn't rotate it. If you wanted to, if you want to sponsor, the real estate office sponsored the meeting every week. I mean, every month. But if somebody wanted to sponsor it, you paid $250,
Mhm.
and then they gave you 20 minutes to do your thing on whatever it is that you do, right? In that room. Well, now we're doing that kind of stuff via Zoom. A lot of us aren't doing that live anymore, obviously, because of everything that happened with COVID and everything. Everything still is not back to normal. Everybody has went to Zoom and they're kind of comfortable there. So I'm talking about electronically now. I know a lot of you guys aren't physically doing that kind of stuff. So we're talking electronically. If you're doing anything like that, if you're in the chamber and the chamber is saying, like your chamber meetings, they should be giving you, and I'm not in my chamber anymore because I don't really have a need to be. But is anybody in the chamber here right now, in your local chamber?
I am. I'm in the Brooklyn Chamber in New York.
Okay.
Yes.
So in your chamber, so Flora, you're saying that they had the LinkedIn lady. So obviously in the chambers, they're allowing people in the chamber to speak about what they particularly do for a certain amount of time during the meeting.
Right. Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
good. So if you're in a chamber,
They have like job fairs and stuff like that. You can register and present your business, like have a table and have different things like that. When they have events, you can come in with your business. Yes.
So this is an opportunity, guys, for you to drop a lead magnet based on what you're talking about. So let me give you an example of what I mean by that. Whenever somebody asks me to speak at an event, right? And I'm talking about Zoom. Hey, Dunbar, can you, so I just had a company that was like, hey, I got these sales pitches that I do, these the 8 sales pitches. He said, how long does it take you to go over the 8 sales pitches? I said, well, I can spend 2 hours on it, or I can spend 30 minutes. It depends on how much time you want me to talk. The company gave me 45 minutes to talk. I not only spoke, but I created PDF material called Sales Mastery, where I went over certain things in that presentation. And the whole idea of me doing that is my lead magnet. That is my resource guide. That is my literature that I gave them because of what I went over, right? That's my synopsis of what I went over. So if they say to me, what are you going to be going over? I'll show you guys as an example.
So basically also what you spoke on was basically your information that you gathered for that you normally do for lead magnets?
No, it was this is what I'm about to show you right now. This is what I went on, right? So this the TBD Coach and Sales Mastery. So if I know I'm gonna go over something, right, it only makes sense for me to make it convenient for the audience for me to put it in PDF form and then make it a link as a sales magnet, as a lead magnet, so that I can give them the link, which allows me to collect all of their email addresses. Because it doesn't make sense for you to get in front of an audience if you can't make them your audience. Does that make sense? The whole idea of a lead magnet is to build your experience.
Yeah.
So if I'm going, that's why I collaborate with people. Because if me and Jim Hitz and Vanessa Harris and Allison Ware do an event together, well, they have their own following, right? So we decide that we're going to do a 4-man event. And when I say man, I don't mean man, I mean human, right? So we're doing a 4-man event, and Jim has a following, Vanessa has a following, Allison has a following, and I have a following. But we all do different things, right? So I'm a coach, Jim is something else, Vanessa's a coach consultant, Allison's something else. But we collaborate, we do this event together because we're putting together some kind of summit like I'm doing with Harold and the rest of them for the thing that we just talking about. When I go out and market to these people, I can only market to my people. But when we put together sales material and we market to everybody and all of our contact information is on everybody's information, guess what I end up doing? Some of Jim's audience now becomes my audience. Some of Vanessa's audience now becomes my audience. And some of Alice's audience becomes my audience. The same as all 3 of them get some of my audience. So they build their email list based on the other 3 speakers. And so do I. Does that make sense? It's about building your email list.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
And
So how are
now-
you getting the email list though, Robert?
How with this material? So let's go back to this material, right? So I'm going to be speaking in front of this sales force, but guess what? I don't have none of those people's information. I only got the owner's information that want me to come in and speak. So he's basically saying, Robert Dunbar, could you come speak to my sales team so they can get better at sales? I want my numbers to go up quantitatively. Well, guess what? I only have the email address of the guy who is inviting me to come speak, which is the owner of the company. I don't have the email address of all of the employees that work there that could possibly buy something else from me. Does that part make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So now,
Yeah.
what do? I put together this, which goes over what? The stuff that I'm going to be talking about. This is what I'm going to be talking about. So I made a little booklet of the information that I'm going to be talking about. Right? Now, that is now my lead magnet. Now, for me, I'm gonna put it in Kajabi. For you, you would put it in
MailChimp,
no, not MailChimp, the other one.
Paychip.
Payhip. Thank you. You would put it in Payhip and create a link. So once I upload this in the Payhip and create a link, now when I do the training on Zoom for that person's Salesforce, I can say, guys, you don't have to take any notes. Everything that I'm going to be going over, I already made a document for you guys so you can follow the document. They say, oh my God, that is so great. I don't have to take notes. Now, some people are going to still take notes anyway because people are note takers, right?
Mhm.
But the point is, they're like, oh man, so everything that you're going to go over, you already got an outline for us? Absolutely. Then I take the link and I put it inside the chat for the Zoom that I'm doing for them. And let's say that this company has 57 sales reps, right? They're going to click this link to download this to get it. And guess what that gives me?
Their
All the
email.
Email.
Now I got their email addresses. Now I've got them tagged as the employees that work at this sales company. And now I can promote something else to them that I sell. I could be pushing to them a class that I'm doing on sales, right? I could say, hey, I'm doing a Go for No Sales course. It's $39, right? Because you're a part of this company, you get it for 25% off, and I can sell it to them. What if out of the 57 people, right, 15 of them buy it? I just made 15 sales from a company that I'm training on sales because I had a lead magnet to collect their email addresses. You should not go anywhere and speak to any groups of people without being able to collect the information from the people. And that's what lead magnets do. And what did I do? I gave them something, an outline of what I was going to be going over so that they didn't have to structure what I was going to be talking about. And who's not going to want this? They're on this sales training to get this information. They were going to write it down anyway. So when I put this drop this in the link, so when I was speaking to the audience, one of the owner says to me, hey, Dunbar, put your name and your email in there too in case somebody wants to reach out to you. And he said, so if they email you to talk to you, I said, well, I'll have their email addresses anyway because when they download the document, he was like, oh, that was ingenious, right? Because he didn't know what I was doing when I was doing it because I'm not, right? I'm doing it because I'm giving them something. So what are we doing, guys? We're always giving, we're giving them something. That's what the lead magnet is for. You're giving them something valuable, and in return, they're giving you their email address.
So how are you getting them into the link? Okay, so what are you getting in front of them to push this link in order to go in to get your information, your lead magnet?
I don't know if I understand the question. What you mean?
Okay, so I'm in a room. Are you saying this is virtual or in a room with someone?
You can do it in a Zoom, but let's say that you were in a room, a physical room.
Okay, so
You can
I'm
use
sitting
the
in the room.
scanner.
I came in the room and it's a bunch of us in there.
Right?
And we're sitting in this room. How are you going to get this information in front of all of us?
If you're in a room, a physical room, then I would use a QR scan. I would use a QR scan to do it. That's how I would do it if there was physical people there versus me being on the Zoom. Does that make sense?
You say a QR scan?
I never heard of that.
Scan, meaning that a QR scan is you can have a code on like a little card or something, whatever you want to have, whatever it's.
Oh, okay.
And you can say, hey guys, what I'm going to be going over today, I want to make sure you guys have an outline so that you can go over it later on. So I'm going to pass out this QR scan. Just scan this with your phone and you can download the PDF. And when they do that, it's going to give me their email address. So I can still do that in a physical room.
Okay, because they got to put their email address in there to get the.
Right. When they scan that QR code, it's going to pull up they got to type in their name and their email address to download. They're going to do that. Boom. They're going to get an email with this same PDF that we're talking about, or whatever the PDF was. It don't have to be this, but whatever it was. They would get this PDF. And now they have that PDF. Now, if they want to take notes at this physical event, they can. But now they can say, okay, I just got the email, and they download it. And let's say they got a tablet. Now they can take their tablet and they can open it up on their tablet and they can be looking at what I'm going over right there on their tablet. So I gave them that convenience. And what did they give me? Their email.
The email.
And now I can email them.
Virtually do that. Do it virtually. Now do it virtually.
So virtually, I would just, it is easier virtually. Because virtually, once I made this document and I uploaded it into PayHip, it's going to give me a link. So when I put this in, when I upload this document to PayHip, like we've been going over every week on here, PayHip, let me see. Sorry, I got all these windows open. Y'all can still see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Y'all know I'll be talking to y'all. I got so many windows open. This is why it's taking so long. I'm so sorry. I got so much stuff on.
Oh, my computer wouldn't work.
I'm telling you, I got so much stuff going on. It's not funny. Oh my goodness. And I'm sure my son is in the room in this room gaming. I'm sure that's helping still on my window too. All right, here we go. All right, so let's act like Jackie, this document is the document that we're talking about that I just showed y'all, right?
Okay.
If I uploaded that document into PayHip, it will be here. And when I click share, it gives me the link. That's the link.
Okay.
Oh.
So that link is what I would drop in the chat of that Zoom. So if this was the same scenario, like we're on the Zoom now, and I'm doing this sales presentation for this group of salespeople, I am going to now, this document is now that link. I'm going to drop the link in the chat and say, hey guys, if you want to take notes, you can, but the entire outline of everything I'm going to go over, because I'm going to be showing this document to them while I'm talking, right? I'm going to have this up on the screen while I'm talking. I'm going to say this very document that I'm going through with you guys, I gave y'all access to it. If you click that link in the chat, put your name and email address in there, it's going to email this PDF to you, and then you'll have it at your home on your computer.
So once they click the link, it asks them for their name and email.
Yes. Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So when they click on when they click on that link, so if same thing here, right? This is the link right here. So when they click on that link, it's gonna open up that document just like that.
Okay.
And then it's gonna say download now. And when they go to download it, it's gonna ask them for their email address.
I see. Okay, great.
Right? It's gonna ask them for their email address. When they put their email address in here and hit continue, it's gonna ask them their name, and then it's gonna email them the document. And I have their email and they have the document, right? So that's how you want to, that's how you want to do that every time. Now, let me tell you how you can do this in mass, right? And it takes a little bit of energy to do this, but if you try to grow your business, you can do this very easily, right? Don't ever have to leave the house. You can take a podcast app, like just download the podcast app to your phone if you don't already have it. You can use Siri, you can use iHeartRadio, you can just download a podcast app in general.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the podcast about things that you do. So for instance, let's take you, Jackie, because I'm talking to you. Well, I know that you cook and I know that you have an oil company, a natural oils company.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to homeopathic, hold on, I'm trying to let somebody in. When it comes to homeopathic conversations like the health and all that kind of stuff,
Okay.
you could look for podcasts on that podcast app that talk about that stuff. And then you can email the podcast person and say, hey, my name is Jackie Hamilton. I'm with Earth's Natural Oil, AJ's Earth's Natural Oils. I'm really into homeopathic healing and healing oils and stuff like that. I would love to be a guest on your podcast. Right? Say you sent out 10 of those a day, 10 emails a day, which most of us, we doing that day. If you're doing business solutions, you send out 10 emails a day anyway, right? So you send this out, right? And then again, I'm gonna show you in the future how to send bulk emails out. So really you could make that email once and send it out to several podcasts at one time, right? So you send that out, ask to be a guest. Some people are going to not answer. Some people are going to say yes. Some people are going to say no. The ones that say yes, you can be on their podcast. You get on their podcast and you do a little one pager on whatever you're going to be talking about. Mm-hmm. And then you upload it in the PayHip and you put the link on there, right?
Okay.
And now that podcast might have 1,200 people on it listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
You drop your link on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
The people click the link to download the document for what you're talking about. And now you got the people who follow that podcast. They are now on your email list and you know that they're into what you do because that's why they're on that podcast.
Right, right.
So now if you are building your email list for your natural oils and you got on a podcast for homeopathic healing or healing oils or home remedies or whatever the podcast was, you know that those are the kind of people that are going to buy your oils.
Mm-hmm.
So if you dropped your link there and 300 of 1,200 click that link and downloaded that document, you now have 300 emails of people that you didn't have before from that podcast that you can now send an email and say, hey, I'm doing a Black Friday special on my oils, blah, 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 and you will make sales. You see how that works?
Yeah. See.
So lead magnets have so many different ways that you can use them to benefit. And not only do you create that, but then now you're sending regular lead magnets to your email list that you already have, educating them more and more and more. You're constantly educating them, which is what keeps them there in the first place. That's why they keep opening up your emails, because you're educating them. And that's the whole idea. So you could do that at an event for BNI. You could do that at an event. And if somebody tells you that you can't, I wouldn't do the event.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't do the event. So you got to be prepared to say that too. So if a real estate company contacted you and said, hey, I understand you do sales. So is there any way you can do a sales training for our real estate guys? Yeah, but we don't allow no soliciting. Right? Because they don't allow no soliciting. I say, okay, I'm going to create a synopsis or a syllabus or an outline of the things I'm going to be going over. Is it okay if we drop the link in there for them to be able to download that? Yes. See, I'm not soliciting. I dropped the link with the outline. I got your emails. I'm emailing them offline later on.
Right.
You follow? So this is the idea. Now you're no longer wondering where your next client is going to come from, because every time you do something, you should be preparing. And you're killing two birds with one stone, because really it's professional anyway. You should be preparing an outline for what you're going to be going over to give to the people so that they can follow you as you're going through it. You're going to train them better anyway.
Mm-hmm.
If it's something put together. And if you're saying, I don't know how to do all that, again, have somebody from Fiverr do it. You don't have to do it. You can put the information together and say, hey, look, I need this made into an outline because I'm doing a sales training for some real estate agents. Here's the information I'm going to be going over to them. Can you put this in a 2 or 3 page document with my logo on it in a cover page so that the real estate agents can have it afterwards to go over it. Somebody from Fiverr gonna do that for like $10.
Mhm.
Now you got it done. Put it in PayHip for free. Now you got the link, right? When they click on it, it's going to your MailChimp and it's already got a tag on it. So now if you did an event Monday, one event Wednesday, one event Friday, on the weekend when you go look at your email setup, it's got them tagged for what event that went to. So you know where those people came from.
Okay.
So now you can send them another email and you're not sending wrong emails to wrong people because they've been tagged.
Mhm.
So it all makes sense. Jasreen, did your hand up on purpose?
Oh, I was, when you were asking question previously, I had put my hand up about doing events and so forth. I said I did it before, but I'm not actively doing it now. I'm not doing any face-to-face right now.
Yeah, I would suggest at least doing some online ones. I get it if you're not doing the face-to-face. Like I know some people still just not, because it depends on, you know, what your circumstances are, whether you got medical conditions or whether your immune system is not good or whatever. Some people just not doing physical stuff. But you can do a lot of this stuff online. I mean, like I said, BNI has moved to online. They got physical groups, but they still have online groups. The Chamber has moved to online. Obviously, podcasts and all of that stuff. That stuff is they're all recorded and online, stuff like that. So a lot of people's podcasts are they doing them through YouTube and stuff like that. So it's the same way. When you're doing that podcast through YouTube, when you're speaking, that person, you know, all you're gonna do is put it in the comments. Hey guys, everything I'm talking about, the outline is gonna be in the comments. Just click that link. Boom, drop it in there. Done. You're gonna get some hits behind it. All you're doing is you leaving breadcrumbs everywhere you go for people to click on and do stuff. And it'll get addictive because you'll be making a bunch of lead mags and just going to Facebook and saying, hey guys, I got some tips here for you guys. Da, 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 da. Boom. Like for you, Jackie, you cook. So if you were doing a cookbook that you were going to sell, hypothetically speaking, you could go on Facebook all day long and put recipes. Hey, got a recipe you guys might want. Take the recipe, make it into a lead magnet, upload it into PayHip, get the link, and say, looking for a chocolate chip walnut cookie recipe. Here it is. They click that recipe, you get their email address. You see what I mean? You got their email address now, and now you can email them to buy your cookbook.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all you're doing. All you're doing is creating a lead magnet for people who are in the space to buy a specific thing from you. That's why it makes sense for you to get on podcasts that you sell something based on what they will be on that podcast for. That's why it makes sense to go in Facebook groups like we talked about last week that are based on, that would have people in it that would buy what you sell. Going into a business group is just you getting sold to. So just keep that in mind. When you go into these business groups, guys, they sell it.
Mm-hmm.
You in there, you going in there to be sold to. You got to go to groups that are created to sell stuff and create relationships in those groups, and then drop lead magnets in those groups, and then sell to them off of social media. So when I did the lead magnet generation course to begin with, I tried to tell everybody, you're not selling on social media. You're taking them off of social media and selling to them in their house. That's why you're getting your email address.
So how hard is it to start or to do a podcast?
I wouldn't suggest you do one on your own. Not right now. I mean, to start one on your own, how hard is it? That depends on what your skill sets are. For me, I could start one because I already do videos and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like I already do that kind of stuff. So for me,
you just be better for us to find a podcast that's actually around something that we're actually doing, and then get our lead. Okay.
Yeah. No, you don't want it to be your podcast because that you got to build the following. You want to go to somebody else's podcast; they already got a following.
Okay.
You want to be a guest on other people's podcasts. So if you're a guest on their podcast, you're grabbing their people and putting them on your email list so you can sell whatever you sell. Mm-hmm. So the idea is not for you to start a podcast; it's for you to ask if you can be on somebody else's.
Mhm. Now, who do you get permission from to do what's that thing you do, the deal you do you put your stuff on oh my gosh, I can't think of with the little bell, you say ring the bell if you
YouTube?
Yeah, how hard is it to start that up, or you have to get permission to do something like that?
You mean how hard is it to start a YouTube channel?
Right.
No, you don't need no permission. You just go to YouTube and start a channel. It's free. Yeah, YouTube is free. That's why I tell people YouTube, like, it's like people that's not on YouTube that don't have a YouTube channel that sell. I mean, if you don't sell anything, that's different. I'm saying if you're a business owner and you're not on YouTube, you are making a huge, huge mistake. There are teenagers, 14, 15, 16 years old that are making six figures because of YouTube.
But you need to do a course on it because I still can't get my banner right.
Well, listen, Vanessa, you a consultant, you understand business, right?
Yep.
Why take a course? Why not just have somebody on Fiverr make your banner for $10?
I thought of that. I thought of having some Fiverr just set it up.
Yeah. And really, you can have somebody on Fiverr, yeah, set it up totally. Like you can have somebody on Fiverr set up your entire YouTube channel for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll set it up for you. So really, guys, there's nothing that you have to do on your own except certain things if you're doing. If you're a cook, well, then doggone it, you got to cook. I mean, you know, because you're a cook. You can run a YouTube channel and not do nothing but shoot your videos. I mean, you're going to shoot your videos, but then you're giving your video to your editor to edit, right? They're putting all the stuff on it. You can have them upload the video to your channel. Like if you have a YouTube channel, you can literally, you don't have to do anything. You can pay people to do everything. Because once you shoot the video, the editor going to edit, they're going to clean the video up. They're going to add all the lower thirds and the intros and the outros and all that kind of stuff. And they're going to upload the video there. And then people are going to watch your video. And when your video gets a certain amount of views and your channel gets a certain amount of views, YouTube is going to reach out to you and say, hey, we want to monetize you. We want to let people put commercials on your video so that we can pay you. We'll split the revenue with you. And then you start making money like that. You're not doing anything. Like these are business models that you don't have to know how to do anything. This is why teenagers are rich on YouTube because they don't have to know anything. I mean, truly, they don't. They don't have to do anything. All they have to do is pay people. So they're like, okay, you're going to do this for me for $100. If you're making $100,000 on YouTube and you got $30,000 in expenses for your channel to run, this is a teenager making $70,000 profit.
Mm.
Wow.
I mean, it's really, I mean, if you're a business owner and you're not on YouTube, you're missing a huge opportunity for free advertising because you can advertise yourself for free. And you're advertising yourself with video, which is one of the that is the best way to advertise outside of one-on-one. Outside of me knocking on your door and saying, try my cake, second best thing is gonna be on video. You see what I mean? So and then radio. So you can put videos on YouTube for free. You can have a YouTube channel for free.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a no-brainer. And it gives you the ability to be able to have those videos housed there that you can then send to other people. So if somebody says to you, so your oils, like how do your healing oils work? You ain't got to sit on the phone and explain to them. Say, I'm sending you a video and send them a link from a video from your YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
So you created advertising material and you're there and YouTube is pushing your videos to other people. Now you're getting clients from all over the world because you're on YouTube and people can look at it from all over the world. It just don't make any sense to me for a person not to have a YouTube channel. It just doesn't. I mean, because it's too much free business that you can get from it. And when somebody goes to Google the topic that you do for a living, your stuff is going to come up to a certain extent, especially if it's got views. It's going to come up.
And it doesn't make sense if you got one and you're struggling to get it set up right. Does it?
Yeah, you don't do, only do it if you know how to do it. Like I made my banner because I know how to do that stuff.
Yeah.
But if you don't know how to do that stuff, don't learn how to make a banner. Like a YouTube banner by itself, I promise you somebody on Fiverr will do that for $5. All you gotta do is give them your logo and what you want the banner to say. and a picture of you. If you want your picture on the banner, here's my picture, my image. Here's what I wanted to say, right? How do you know what you wanted to say? Go to YouTube and look at other people's banners and then decide which one you want yours to look like. Take a picture of it and give the picture to the person on Fiverr. I want my banner to look like this, but here's my image of me, here's my logo, and here's what I want my banner to say. $5 or $10 later and 24 to 48 hours later, you got your banner.
Saying all this drama.
You see what I mean? I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really just that simple. So it's
you really just have to shift your mindset. I think I get so, bogged down in the deep. You're trying to do the work and we really don't have to. Basically, that's what you're trying to encourage us to understand.
Right. Yeah, you're doing the work and you don't have to do the work that you do. Any work that you would normally be doing, do that work. But the other work, no. If it's gonna make you money, then pay for it to be done so it can make you money, and then you keep the profit. It just doesn't make sense for you to tie yourself up doing stuff that you don't need to do. So I say with the lead magnets, I make my own lead magnets. I have paid to have done something done when I was in a time crunch, but I make my own, but I know how to make my own. If you don't know how to make your own, you don't even have to learn. All you need to do is go to Fiverr and have them make it for you.
All right.
And then upload it into PayHip and get the link, which I've showed you guys how to do here several times, and it's recorded several times, right? All you gotta do is do that, and then take that link and put it out there. And now all you're doing is dropping the link, and then they're ending up in your email if they click on it and they download it. I mean, it's really just that simple. Don't complicate it. A YouTube channel does not have to. I've got people that are like, oh, I want to do this YouTube channel, but I don't want to have to pay an editor to do all the stuff to my videos. I'm like, you don't have to do that, right? Yeah, but you got to have your videos got to be fancy. I'm like, no, they don't. Like what you looking at on YouTube that's making you say that. There's people's videos who are really fancy, right? That have hundreds of thousands of views. Granted, there are also people with fancy videos that got 13 views. There's also people with no lower thirds, horrible cameras, no titles, unattractive thumbnails that's got hundreds of thousands of views. And some that look like that got no views. So that's not significant. It depends on what industry you're in, how professional your video should look. But in the beginning, people don't expect your videos to be like high quality. Your video shouldn't be looking like AT&T's videos. They're $1 billion company. People don't expect that on YouTube. If you got good content, they're gonna watch your video. If your video has good information, if Jackie, for instance, did a video for 10 minutes on how to make a specific food, or she had a client that she said, I am going to put this healing oil on this client, and I'm gonna rub it on her, and then she's gonna talk to you about how it's making her feel, how it's healing that. If she did that, she wouldn't have to have anything fancy on her video. If somebody in pain, they gonna watch that damn video. Bottom line. They don't care nothing about no lower thirds or no cute thumbnail or nothing else. They come into that video because it's a healing oil and they have pain. If her video was really cute, then yeah, they probably gonna like that it's cute, but they're not gonna not watch it because it's not.
So, Mr. Dunbar, even on YouTube, is that the same concept, 80-20?
It is to a certain extent, because like for me, if you go to my YouTube channel, it's all my videos are the educational videos. I'm telling people how to do something, or you know what I mean? It's education, and I'm educating people because it helps me get subscribers. If a person comes to your channel and they get educated, now they're a subscriber, right? Then when you go to sell something and you put the video there, they're gonna know the video is there because they're gonna be alerted that a video got dropped on a channel that they're a subscriber to. If they look at that video and I'm selling something in that particular video, so like the thing I'm doing in May, I've got videos on my YouTube channel for that, right? So if they look at those videos, they're like, oh, I want to take this class, and they buy the class. Well, I don't sell on YouTube that much. I mean, every now and then I'll sell something on YouTube. I very rarely sell my coaching on YouTube. Like every now and then I'll put a video out there that's got them where they can click on something to look at my coaching rates and all that. But man, it's not even 20% of the time. The whole idea for me with YouTube is for me to create a subscriber base, because those people, those 1,050 people that are subscribed to my YouTube channel, those are people that follow me, that I could potentially sell something to. That's just another form of an email list. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's just another following. And not only that, it's the email list that pays me because I'm monetized. So now at this point with YouTube, they put commercials on my videos and give me a portion of the money.
Oh, wow.
So now I'm getting paid to build an email list with YouTube. Plus it houses my videos and everything else. So it makes it real simple. So if Jim Hicks does training and he's always got people texting him, hey, Jim, I really want to see that training that you did on so-and-so. Hey, Jim, I really want to see that training you did on so-and-so. Well, these are free trainings that he did. This isn't nothing that he charged for. How much time is Jim going to take out of his day to keep on trying to send them a training for them to look at for free? Doesn't make a lot of sense. But if he got a YouTube channel, all he got to do is take the link and say, hey, I'm going to send you a link. This is for the playlist for all the videos on that training. I did 11 videos in that same industry. These are all together. Here's the list to the playlist. They click on it. Now they click on that link. They look at those 11 videos, however many of them they're going to look at. They decide to subscribe to his channel. Now they're part of his subscriber base because he's educating them. And maybe 6 months later, when he posts a training that he's doing along the lines of that subject, and they look at it, they buy that training. Now they bought something from it. You see how that all comes together?
Hey, Robert, you are recording this, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, every one of these I've recorded it. Yep.
Okay, because I got to jump off. I hate to jump off, but I got to go to the.
Well, we're about to get off anyway. It's 9 o'clock.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Oh, you got it. Anytime.
All right.
Robert, I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm always going out there looking for, for example, how to take the seats out of my Honda Accord so that I can get new seats, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Is a channel, because there's a lot of people who are doing, is a channel where, that is it the channel where I look off to the right and I see all kinds of different videos done by different people on taking the chair out of the Honda? Is that what a channel does?
No, that's what YouTube is doing. So what YouTube is doing is saying, Jim is looking for this particular thing. So it's going to give you the most watched ones first. These are the ones that have been watched the most. So they're assuming that it's the most informative, right? Better for you. When you click on that to look at it, on that sidebar, it's showing you other videos that have the same information.
Okay.
By other people. Those are completely different people. Now, sometimes it might be the same person because they may have more than one video. So, for instance, go to YouTube so you can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Because for example, I always go out looking at Chris Voss because he's quite a trainer, a negotiator.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at a lot of his stuff, and there's all kinds of stuff going on the side. Yeah, I looked at this. I've been seeing this here lately.
What's that? This?
Yeah, the Dunbar.
Oh, gotcha. On my channel, gotcha.
Yeah,
so,
this is recent.
So let's look at sorry guys. I'm trying to go to general YouTube and I keep ending up somewhere else. All right, so let's just search whatever. So let's search what you just said, right? Removing.
Tell my fiber person I want mine to look just like that.
I told you I'm changing mine now. Better hurry up. Removing the seats from Honda Accord, right?
Yeah.
So if I plug that in, so see, it's gonna pull up all of these videos, right? And it's gonna plus see this one, 52,000 views, 94,000 views. So it's gonna typically pull up ones that's been watched the most because they figured that they're the most informative. Once I click on that video, now on the right-hand side, it's gonna show me videos that are similar.
Hi YouTube, I'm Ayman.
Right?
Okay.
And really what this is typically what this is videos that people have watched after they watched this video. YouTube is putting those up here. So the reason why this is an important conversation to be having is because this is the same thing that will happen with your stuff. So if you're making, if Vanessa's making videos on business consulting and somebody pulls up how to form an LLC, they're gonna pull that up. Well, on the sidebar, it might have Vanessa Harris Consulting's channel because she consults with business in general. And she may have a couple of videos where she talked about forming an LLC, and that's gonna pull up on the side. See what I mean?
And is that all done automatically by YouTube?
By YouTube, yeah. And they're doing it based on, they're looking at keywords and all of that kind of stuff. So that's
Okay.
where that comes from. So you see how they got these keywords up here? Seat belts, automotive repair shops. So those are related topics. So if I click on any of those other things, if I click on seat belts, seatbelt assembly. You see what I mean? So seatbelt buckle quick fix.
Yeah.
It's giving me more stuff. Is what it's doing. It's giving me more stuff, and this is how people will find your stuff when they're looking at it. So I put in business automation. See if it pulls up. All
Yeah,
these videos
yeah.
on business automation.
And then if you were to click on one of those, then you would have similar ones up to the right.
Exactly. Because what it's showing me here are videos that people looked at the most. I don't know why this one's here, but why that's showing that. Oh no, it was saying for me. Okay, it was past that. It was just showing me for me. All right, so now if I click on, let's go back up to the top. If I click on this.
I got a DM from Nathan the other day,
And now over here, it's got how to productize and systematize creative services, how to automate every aspect of your life, 5 steps to automate your business, just more automation videos on automating the things. So it's going to give you more things to look at. And that's again, guess what? None of these people on YouTube are paying for YouTube to promote their stuff. Nobody's paying for that. YouTube is doing that because they want their people to stay on YouTube. So when they're doing that, what they're basically saying is, we want people when they get on YouTube to stay on YouTube. So we're going to give them more stuff to look at around this topic so that they click another video, Because if I'm on here for an hour, then that means that YouTube has got somebody on there for an hour, which means that Tide or Nike or Adidas or anybody else is going to pay more for ads because they know that YouTube is keeping people on YouTube longer. So they want, so these people this is free advertising. YouTube is advertising these videos for me to look at, and it's not costing the owner of this video nothing. So why would you not have a YouTube channel when YouTube is going to promote your videos for you for free? Huh?
I'm trying to understand what concept of channel in this.
I can't understand what you're saying. You said you're trying to figure out what now?
Saying you said you want people to subscribe to your channel.
Uh-huh.
Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, help me understand what the concept of channeling is.
That means that you have your own channel where you put your own videos. So you create a
Okay.
YouTube channel and you put your videos on it. So that's what this is. So this is my channel, and then I've got my playlist of videos. So these are videos that I put on here. These are videos in a certain. So this is for the summit that I'm doing in May. These are videos for that summit, right? Here, these are videos for when I wrote the book, this health book. These are the videos around my health book. This is the CDL that I do on Monday. This is all the videos from the CDL I do on Monday. So if somebody just wants to see those, they're just gonna click play all or click here, and it's only gonna pull up the playlist for the videos that have to do with CDL. This is my mindset series. This is my health book series. Unboxing.
Okay.
You see what I mean? So the whole point of having a channel is for you to put videos on so that when somebody comes to your channel, if they like what they see, then they can subscribe to your channel. When they subscribe to your channel, they are now a part of your following, which means that whenever you drop a video, YouTube is going to let that person know that you created a video, which prompts them to look at it.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
if you're
yeah.
selling something in that video, that's a potential for them to just be the same thing as you sending them an email when you were selling something.
Got it.
Yeah. So you just want to, so that's just another YouTube is just another avenue for you to be able to sell is what it is.
Mr.
Okay,
Dunbar,
I got
can
it.
we do that with our business, Legal Shield?
You said, do I have one for Legal Shield?
No, I said, can I do that on YouTube without, I wouldn't.
I mean, you could, but what would you do? What kind of videos would you do?
That's a good question.
Because you can't put Legal Shield videos on there, because if they find out you are, they're gonna take them down. Because you don't have the rights to it. Those are their videos, they're not your videos. So
Really? I got
Yeah.
product videos on mine.
huh?
I didn't know that. I have product videos on mine.
Yeah, and they pop on your YouTube channel.
Yep.
And they're probably not saying nothing to you because they know you're associated, they know you're not doing nothing wrong with it. Like they're not bothering you because they don't feel like they got a reason about it.
Because I just got them from Vimeo, and just to have something out there, I have only like 2. So they probably like, shit. It's the
they
small
won't-
business video and then the identity theft protection video.
Yeah, they're not gonna bother you if they know you're an associate and you're just using it to try to sell because they want you to sell. So they're not gonna bother you. But they could if they wanted to. And if you was doing a channel and they felt like you were only putting Legal Shield stuff in there so you could build your channel so that you could make money as a YouTuber, they might tell you to take it down.
Oh, but you recommend doing your own,
Yeah, I recommend you doing your own anyway, because the whole idea is like,
branding yourself.
yeah, it's branded. So you want to be using your company information, your company name, or your own company stuff, and then doing it that way anyway. I wouldn't suggest at all that you put YouTube videos there. I would shoot my own videos. I would literally shoot a video basically saying, like yourself. So if it was me and I was shooting the video for the membership, especially with all the stuff, especially during the stuff that was happening all during the time when we were locked down with the George Floyd and all that, I would be shooting a video saying, in reference to the George Floyd incident, you got, if you put George Floyd in any video at that time, it's gonna get 1,000 views anyway, right? So they're gonna click on, they're gonna look at it because it's about George Floyd, and you could have generally just said, the product that I sell through my company allows you to have access to an attorney even under an emergency. So in a situation like what happened with George Floyd, if George Floyd would have had my product, then what would have happened is he would have been able to call his attorney and speak to his attorney, and his attorney would have been on the phone, and that would have never went down that way. Like, people have to understand having access to an attorney makes the difference, because let's say the cop is wrong, right? Let's say the cop don't know that they're wrong. An attorney can now, right, let them know that they're wrong. Sometimes just having access to an attorney makes everybody act the way they're supposed to act. So if somebody was to ask George Floyd, right now after his death, would it have been worth it for him to have spent $25 a month to have access to an attorney when this would happen? Like, what do you think he would say? If you made a video, like shot a video like that, and marketing your Legal Shield product, that would be you shooting the video that Legal Shield couldn't tell you that you couldn't shoot it. It would be an authentic video that you shot on your channel with your branding. Hey, contact Vanessa Consulting. I offer a product that for $25 that if George Floyd would have had access to this product, he would probably still be with us today. Right? So if you shot a video like that in any circumstance, right? For small business owners saying that, where a bad experience happened to a small business owner and you shot that video. Now you're not really shooting a Legal Shield video, you're shooting a video on access to legal.
Right.
That's a good point. Thank you for that. I guess it's wanting to just put some information available on the channel. So I'm thinking the products, but you're clarifying branding.
And
Personal branding
to get them to sell, because like nobody's looking at your pitch on YouTube. Nobody, like you say me. I'm just being honest. When somebody looks at some YouTube video of, oh, you can buy our service for $25. Like nobody's buying that. Like nobody's on. Like people get on YouTube for entertainment. The story is what's going to sell them. It's the story that's selling them. And guess so. What do you think is going to be in the description part of the video? Right. So let's go back to. We'll be closed now in a minute, guys. I'll be trying to give y'all back the time I took me on the beginning. So
it's always such good information, though.
So let's look at this, right? So you shoot the video that I just said, right? And then in the bottom of the video, you have a link. And the link is your lead magnet. That would have the things that your product would do, your Legal Shield product would do, but it will be on your own branded stuff. When they buy it, they're still buying Legal Shield from you. You don't sell nothing but that, so they got to buy it, right? Mm-hmm. But you're taking them up to the sale with your brand, right? So let's look at a video. One of my videos, right? So let's take this video.
I saw that one.
This is the one I'm trying to.
And also, let you know along the way,
this is the right one.
I was really
this one.
Entrepreneurs. Hi, I'm Sharon Larry, and
sorry, I'm looking for a specific video. Okay, here, right.
What's the time range recommended?
Okay, so on the bottom of this video, down here where it says show more, this is your description of your video. And see, this is what people just don't understand about YouTube. You can write stuff down here. So you selling down here too.
Yeah.
Right? So the description. So we talked about the lead magnet. What is your lead magnet? It's a link, right? So this is just verbiage I got for the conference, but up here, at the top, right? So at the top, you can have, for more information on how those legal services could assist you, click the link. That person clicks the link, and what is it? It's a lead magnet. It sends them the PDF of what the membership does. But what did you do in the process of that? You just got their email. Somebody off of YouTube that you would have had their email. Because you put your lead magnet link in here under the video. So they watch a video, which is only a couple minutes. You see this video is 2 minutes and 12 seconds, 2 minutes and 16 seconds, right? They come down here, boom. They click on that, that's the lead magnet. Now for me, this is registration. So if a person was on this video and they said, oh, this is seeming like it's cool, and they click on that link, it's gonna take them to my registration. For them to enroll in this deal. And what is it costing me to advertise? Nothing.
Nothing.
I'm advertising my page to a class that I'm doing in May on YouTube for free. Right? Make the video, put the description down here with the information, I always put the link at the top so that they don't have to scroll down to see it. And down here, I got more, my Instagram, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, follow us on LinkedIn, follow us on Twitter, right? So just telling you, I mean, you could have sat at your computer and told that story, right? Not sold the legal plan, told that story, and then say, if you would like to protect yourself from situations like one that happened to George Floyd, right? Click the link to see more on what that product can do. And again, they click that link and it's going to give them a PDF, letting them know what the product does, but you get in their email address. And it's also going to let you know where it came from, where they came from. And now you can follow up with that person, you can email them, you can do whatever at that point to try to sell it. So that's the power in that.
Wow.
That's the power.
Yeah.
I know we're closing up tonight, but if possible, I still need clarification on the tags. I see them set up in MailChimp, 3 different tags, but every time I'm looking at the category in PayHip, it's just showing the 1 tag. So if I, when I start receiving emails, they're going to be under that 1 tag.
We'll cover that next week because that's going to be a longer conversation.
Okay, that's fine.
Generally speaking, you've got to put all the tags in there, and you got to choose what tag you want to hit them for that particular thing. So when you upload a lead magnet into PayHip, it asks you what tag you want to use for that specific lead magnet.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. Okay, I'll see.
So you have to have all your tags in there, but then it'll ask you when you put it in there which one. So if I go to upload a lead magnet, it's going to ask me, do I want it to go to my entrepreneur tag, my Will Workshop tag, or my CDLP tag? Because I have all those tags available.
Okay, maybe that's what it is. I'm gonna try uploading another lead magnet to see the choices it gives me.
Yeah, and don't confuse tags with lists. Because you might have tags on your MailChimp but not have lists. So when I'm saying that it's going to tag them, it's tagging them on PayHip, but it's tagging them based on your list, not based on your tags. So when you go to MailChimp, you create lists. So that's what I'm saying. It's a longer conversation because I need to pull up MailChimp and pull up PayHip so you can see those together and see what I mean by that.
Okay. That's
fine. I think that's probably part of the problem too. You're probably thinking you got all these tags in MailChimp, but you're not seeing them in PayHip. And it's because PayHip is only going to allow you to pull over your different lists that you send stuff to, not your different tags. Because you can have as many tags as you want. Like you can have 1,000 tags. You can create as many tags as you want in any email system. But you can only create a certain amount of lists, meaning that I got a list for CDL people. I have a list for business people. I have a list for people who I want to take a look at Will Workshop information. That will be a list. But then I can also create tags of the same name. And I can create tags that say whatever I want. I could create a tag for Jim Hicks if I want to. And just have the tag just say Jim Hicks. You see what I mean? So it's like tags are how you're tagging different, how you compartmentalize it. So if you had, it's like a box in a box, or it's like a file in a folder. That's gonna be easier way to explain it. A folder, you got a folder, then you have a file. So if you go to your computer, you can have personal finances folder, but then within that personal finance folder, you can have files.
Okay.
So your list is your folder,
you gonna get
and your tag is your file. So you got to look at it like that. The list is a list in a certain category. So you may have a Legal Shield list, and then you may have a Vanessa Consulting list. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. That would mean people who are prospects for Vanessa Consulting. they will go on that list. But then you may have a list for coaching, a list for, a tag for consulting, a tag for, what do you call it? Coaching. So you may say, okay, I got a Vanessa Consulting list, but within that list, I have a tag for consulting, a tag for coaching, and a tag for whatever else you may do through Vanessa Consulting, right? You may have a Legal Shield list, but then in that list, you may have a tag for CDL, a tag for small business, a tag for identity theft, a tag for legal. You see what I mean?
Okay.
So anybody that's a Legal Shield customer or potential customer will be in that Legal Shield list. But then you would tag them because they might be a Legal Shield customer, potential customer, but on the CDL side. And you want to know that so that you're not sending them emails for small business plans when you're trying to sell them a CDL plan.
Right. Yeah, that's what I need clarification on how to create the list.
So you got to know that there's always going to be smaller things within right? So it's like, I need a doctor. Well, what kind of doctor you need? You need a foot doctor, right? Or do you need a head doctor? Because if you say I just need a doctor, now you got categories within doctor. So it's the same thing there, right? So if you say everybody who opens up this email, anybody that opens up this email is a Legal Shield potential customer. That's your list. Everybody on that list, I could sell them Legal Shield. The tag is, what product am I going to sell? Is this a small business person? Is this a CDL person? Is this a person I'm trying to recruit? That's what the tags are for. That's why you're tagging.
Okay.
So when you go to email them and you say, I'm only sending out an email for small business. Now you can say, let me send this email to this list, which is Legal Shield list, right? But I'm only going to send it to the people tagged small business. Now that email is only going to go to that group of people. Now your CDL people are getting the email that says small business when that driver just drives for a company. They don't need a small business email. So that's why you got to categorize within your category. Allison? You gotta put your I know you're used to talking to yourself, but we want to hear you.
I've been doing a lot of that recently too. Positive. I said a person could have more than one tag attached to them.
Absolutely, you can have as many tags as you want tagged to a person. So if the person is a Vanessa Consulting potential customer and a Legal Shield customer, so she might be saying, well, I'm going to coach this, I'm going to consult with this company and their business in general, but I'm going to sell them a small business plan. So now that person will be on the list for Vanessa Consulting and in the list for Legal Shield, and then they will be under the tag of consulting and under the tag of small business plan. So if she pulled up that person and clicked on them and looked, it would say on the right-hand side, these are all the categories they fall under. Vanessa Consulting, Legal Shield, Small Business Plan, and Consulting. You see what I mean? Because that's how that person is tagged and lined up. Yeah. And I can also pull a person and then add and take away tags. So let's say, for instance, Jim Hicks bought a coaching product from me. So he's no longer a potential coaching customer. He's an actual coaching customer. I can pull him up as a person and say, add the tag as a coaching client and remove the tag as a potential client.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to send him potential. I don't want to send him emails asking him to become a client because he's already one. Because now he's going to be like, why does dude send me emails? I'm already a coaching client. Why am I getting emails for him prospecting me? And now he's unsubscribing from my emails because he's getting emails he doesn't want. That's a whole other side of once you build your email list, you got to know how to organize it in a way that you don't run people off because they're like, oh, this lady just sending emails to everybody. She don't care. She's sending the same email to everybody on her list. versus it being an email that they're like, oh, I need to see this because you may sell different things. So once Jim is a customer, I'm no longer going to send him prospecting emails. I'm going to now send him emails that say, now that you're a customer, you can take advantage of this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't change his tag, he's not going to get those emails. So we call that managing your tags. So that's when you start doing all of that stuff. And then you have, and eventually, at some point you're going to have a virtual assistant and you won't have to do all that kind of stuff. We had them doing all of it for you.
Outstanding.
Yeah. It's bedtime. Allison is wrapping her head up.
All right, my man.
I'm fighting it. I said, hey, look, I'm fighting it.
I'll see you tomorrow night.
I was gonna say, if you ask my sister, I was the first one to sleep all the time.
That's too funny.
Thanks,
all right,
Mr.
guys.
Reed.
So, but no, that's the deal. So again, there's a lot that goes into it, which is why every week, right? Because these questions come up, and eventually, y'all, at some point, you guys will have it all figured out and be like, okay, wow. And when y'all realize that everything changes over to that, because nobody don't want to believe it. Everybody thinks that it's going to keep being all of these palm pressing things going on. The world is turning into online. The world is turning into you can see people when you want to. If you want to see people, you can. But if you think about every aspect, it's going to be driverless cars. It's going to be like, you're not going to have to engage with anything. Your car is going to drive itself. So you can sit in your car and not do anything, and the car is just drive. Like, everything is turned into that. You don't even have to go to the grocery store anymore. Think about it. Think about shit and all that. I can literally have a house full of groceries and never walk in a grocery store.
Yeah.
The world is moving to where you don't have to engage with people. Go ahead, Alan.
I saw an article.
Don't stop that. I wanted to engage with people.
I saw an article.
Not to make money.
An 18-wheeler self-drive truck. I said, oh Lord, what we coming to?
Yeah, people, they everything is turning into, again, if you want to, it's always you're gonna always be able to engage with people if you want to, because it's gonna always be those kind of people around that you can engage with. But at the end of the day, for the most part, it's like you still got some people who got a home phone. Because some people are never gonna let go of their home phone. My mother still has the same phone number from when I was a kid. She still got the same phone number around. Right? So some people will never let go of a home phone. But for the most part, when it was out, you would never thought people would have a home phone.
Right.
Most people don't have a home phone no more. Most people don't have a home phone. They just got, everybody in the house got cell phones. Right? Think about cable. It's getting to a point now where nobody's going to have cable anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's got live stream stuff. Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, right? Roku TV. Like, people aren't paying for cable services anymore because everything is app-based. Nobody wants to engage with anything. Everything is just all electronics for everything.
Well, look at, for example, Walmart. It's closing the hell of a lot of their stores right now because of the online situation. Let me order it. Let me get what is it called? I don't know what it's called, but anyway, pick it up and bring it to my door.
And not only that,
go outside.
If I do still want to walk in, Jim, I could not talk to a checkout person if I want to. I'm gonna go to self-checkout and check myself out because I want to come in the store and don't talk to nobody all the way until after I leave. So you can shop in the store and still don't talk to nobody.
That's true.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, that's where everything is going. Everything, they're making stuff so that you don't have to talk to people unless you want to.
No, that's not
unless you want to. So, you always want to have the ability to talk to people if you want to, but people that are saying, I don't want to be bothered with nobody. I just want to do that's what they're going to do. So people get on Zooms and they don't even cut their camera on. They just get on the Zoom and leave it off. And they get on the Zoom for an hour. And And I'm not talking about y'all. I'm saying in general, like people will get on Zooms and not cut their camera on and they don't engage. And it's just like, I don't want to engage nobody. I want to get the information that's on the Zoom, but I don't want to engage with anybody. And then people don't engage. They just get the information. They take it down, they take their notes, and they keep their camera off and they don't engage. But people who want to engage, they cut their camera on. So again, it's whether you want to engage or not. You can still get everything you want without ever doing that.
Choices.
Yeah, choices. You can get whatever you want without doing it. You don't need to. Sooner or later I'm gonna be like, I want to have a baby, but I don't want to have sex. I don't want to talk to them. I don't want nothing. I just want to have a baby. I'll be able to do something, and 9 months later, I'm gonna have a child.
That would be the day.
And it'd be like, who's my father? Oh, he live in Florida. Well, what's that? I've never seen him before. I can ship you there if you want, but I don't just, you just fill out an application and, hey man, it's just, it's funny because the training I was doing before this, and I was doing the ambivert, extrovert. I was doing the introvert, extrovert, ambivert training for a company before I did this, and that's what we were talking about. Just how people people don't want to engage with people. It's like, I want to make sales, but I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm like, good luck. Good luck with that. You want to make sales, but you don't want to talk to nobody. You're in the wrong business. So yeah, that don't work that way. Make some sales, you got to talk to somebody. That's how it works.
Next week.
Yep. So hopefully I'll see some of you guys tomorrow. If y'all didn't get a chance to register, I'm gonna drop that link in here. I know because some of y'all that came later didn't get a chance to get the link, because if it
these are your yeah, I did mine already.
So that's the link to register for tomorrow's 45-minute training with the other 3 coaches. So just click that link, register.
What time of night? What time of night is that?
For you, 5:30.
Night is that?
For you, 5:30.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was gonna say,
Are
get
these
like
recorded?
Dunbar. I said,
Are
everybody
they
get
gonna be
your nap
recorded?
in.
I can't hear you, Tim.
I say, are they going to be recorded?
They are, yes.
Because I have a board meeting on Thursday night at 5:00 local.
No, this is tomorrow, Wednesday.
I know, but you're doing it in consecutive days, so Thursday will come up.
No, it's 5 Wednesdays in a row.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Not 5 days, 5 weeks. 5 weeks every Wednesday. So it's gonna be the next 5 Wednesdays starting tomorrow. So it won't be anything on Thursday.
And this is going to lead up to the event in
the
May.
May event. So the last one of these Wednesday trainings is going to be on the 18th of May, and then the summit starts on the 19th of May. The 19th, the 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd of May. Yep. Yeah.
All right.
I think you
guys all have a good evening. Got a roll. Got dinner time.
You said you think I'm a genius?
Yeah.
Tell my kids' mothers that. They call me everything but a genius. They always calling me something. It's never genius though.
Genius.
It's never genius. All right, I'll talk to all you guys later. Some of y'all tomorrow.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Oh, absolutely.